Hey guys, how's it going? This is Josh back again with another movie review, and today we're going to talk about one of my favorite franchises and one of the greatest cinematic franchises in film history, the Fast and Furious franchise.
You serious?
This one is the 10th film, Fast X. This just builds upon the legacy of this franchise. In fact, I must say, this takes all the positive things that you may have felt about the franchise previously and multiplies that by 10. This film does not give you a breather, which is something that I actually appreciate. The pacing in this movie for an action movie is pretty well done. All the sharp edges of this film, all the good things I must say about this film, just come from all of the good things previously about these films, at least from the 5th film in this franchise, where it's just ridiculous action, where these characters are defying the laws of physics, gravity, all bounds of reality and everything. All of that is still here and then some. Seriously, when you compare the physics from the first movie to this movie, you'd be surprised at the fact that the villain from the first movie is dead compared to the stuff that they survive in this movie. Seriously, it's kind of insane. But I say all of that to say I enjoyed quite a few things about this movie, which I feel like at this point in the franchise is no longer something I could attribute to it being an accident. This is just the filmmaking process behind these movies. Clearly the team behind it, whether it's Vin Diesel and his people or whoever it is at Universal, clearly understand what the audiences who are fans of this franchise like. Idiotic, insane, crazy action set pieces with these characters that we've grown to appreciate, even though none of them have any personality whatsoever. They're all cliches. In fact, that's probably the biggest negative about this movie, the cliche dialogue. Like, seriously, this is some of the worst dialogue in the franchise, and that's saying something.
Drop it, hell. I want to hear about this, homie.
I said forget about it, cuz.
Tokyo Drift with Little Bow Wow was a thing, and this has dialogue that's way worse than the worst dialogue in that movie. And it's not like this just happens ever so often. Every line of dialogue in this movie, outside of the Tyrese and Ludacris scenes and the John Cena scenes, have absolutely terrible cliche action movie Hallmark gift card level dialogue. Like, it's disgusting how cliche the level of writing in this movie is. Another big positive in this movie, however, has to be Jason Momoa. He is my favorite thing in this movie, bruh. He is pretty much just the Joker. Like, seriously, there's nothing else I could really tell you about this character other than just imagine this is a variation of the Joker. To be honest with you, he kind of reminds me of the Joker from the Batman show with the dreadlocks. Just this hulking jester figure who doesn't really care about anything and is just all over the place, just this agent of chaos. But instead, this agent of chaos kind of has a mission, and all of the cool little nifty villain action movie twists that they do with this one is pretty refreshing to the genre. This could have just been another generic British hipster young asshole type of villain, but they made this something completely different with a character that I don't think anyone was expecting, with a performance from someone who I feel like never really gets the chance to act this way in his roles, especially with Aquaman and stuff like that. I feel like this was his opportunity to play the Joker, because I feel like he'll never be able to play the Joker on a mainstream Batman film or Batman property at all. So this was his opportunity, and to be honest, I thought he did a pretty entertaining job. Overall, it feels like this franchise is slowly but surely turning into the Avengers, considering all the characters that they keep resurrecting or retconning to say that they didn't die, or the ones that they've written off but for some reason have returned at the end of this movie. I'm not going to spoil anything, but it's definitely starting to feel like this thing is completely serialized, and the finale is going to be some amazing badass final team up where all the good guys fight against the bad guys. Maybe it'll be all the bad guys from the previous movies, the ones that aren't dead. I don't know which ones aren't, but maybe it'll be something like that, or maybe it'll just be like a final race or something like that. Yeah. So it's not just ridiculous things happening in this movie because the writers are lazy. I think the fact that they're acknowledging it, and they've been acknowledging it for at least the past 3 movies, means that they understand that this is kind of just part of their whole swagger, to be honest. This is their brand. This isn't a realistic drag race franchise anymore. This is one of the most ridiculous, over-the-top summer blockbuster franchises of all time, and it fully embraces that, and it's pretty fun and enjoyable to watch. Nothing Oscar nominated worthy, but I don't think anyone was sitting in a theater for a Vin Diesel movie to see something like that. Well, a Vin Diesel movie in this decade to see something like that. Well, actually, that's kind of unfair because I thought Guardians of the Galaxy was pretty amazing too, but you get what I mean. I definitely recommend seeing this if you're a fan of this franchise already. If you're not, don't see this. You're gonna just complain on social media about it, about how ridiculous it is. That's pretty much it. See y'all in the next review. And let me know in the comments if you enjoyed this movie. What's your favorite Fast and Furious movie? All that jazz. Oh yeah, before the end of this video, I gotta give up my Fast and Furious racer tier list. This is who I believe is the best to worst racers in Dom's crew. Bam! Let me know who y'all think is, if this is correct. What's your list if you disagree? And I'll see y'all in the next one. Later.